has to do with the bump. Nice. Woo! Gets a little squirrely under braking in the corner. So yeah, brake in a straight line. Welcome back, I'm Tedward, and today we're driving the 2017 Smart Fortwo Pure, thanks to Autobahn USA, part of the McGovern Auto Group, for inviting me down to Westboro to drive this thing. Look, we're going to learn about this one together, because all I know about it is that it has a 1-liter, 87 horsepower engine, and it weighs about 2,000 pounds. And even that might be wrong. I think it's slightly less than 1 liter. It's incredibly tiny, and I think for most American roads, people think this makes no sense. But I promise you, when you see the turning radius of this thing, you might second guess its purpose, because holy cow, would this make sense in the city? It's genuinely pretty wide. Like, it's a normal car when you look at it head on, and then when you come to this angle, it looks like 2/3 of a car if you put it next to a Mini Cooper. And despite its comical stance, it actually has reasonable trunk space, and it's a split hatch. This is something that we love in the auto filming industry, because split hatches are the best to film out of. So, you know, it's not exactly legal, but if I could get in here and keep this up, boom, now I've got a nice little film car. That's how we filmed the Lamborghini drifting in the snow out of a Range Rover. It's your smart Range Rover. But yeah, you could definitely get a lot of stuff in here, especially the regular grocery stuff. I don't know that you're fitting your apartment or IKEA stuff in here, but it does the job. These almost seem like speed holes. This is great. I wonder what serviceability is on these cars. I really have no idea. What a cute little tailpipe. That's great. All right, the point of this is to drive it, so let's hop in. Oh, this is great. It's like little racing induction things. Cool. I wonder what's under the front. Can you open the front? Okay. Oh, this all comes off? What is going on? Okay, we've learned something. See, this is something I didn't know. That's how you fill your brake fluid and coolant, and there's your battery. Fun! Now let's see if I can assemble it again. I need an adult. Who's taking bets on whether this flies off on me on the highway? When you look at the specs, we have a 6-speed DCT, we have a rear engine, we have rear-wheel drive. It's a sports car, right? It's just a terrifyingly short wheelbase. Okay, let's put our seat warmer on, because we do have some luxuries. And we'll put this giant window up. I like a good handbrake. Okay, I gotta show you this turning radius first, because this, it's insane. Seriously. Guys, look at this. It's basically pivoting around the rear wheel. I don't yet know how much pep it has, so let's go for it. Yes, off we go. I'm not wide open because we're not fully warm yet, but it's not slow. The last time I drove a smart car, it was the first generation smart car, or whatever the first one we got in the US was, with those goofy 3-spoke wheels. And it had a single clutch gearbox that was just a nightmare. It was like as violent as an Aventador with the speed of a turtle. That's just partial throttle. What's weird is because it's so wide, it's like a normal car, you almost forget you're driving something this little. It feels much larger inside. You get kind of lost in it. Let's get the nice line into this corner. Little tires. I think they're only like 165s. I'll put an asterisk down below if that's wrong. And then we can pop around here, do the world's most adorable U-turn. I didn't even need full lock. The shifts are smooth. Wow. Doing all right over the bumps mid-corner. Guys, this is not a joke. It may look a little comical, but this is pretty good. The short wheelbase, though, what I want to know is how it does on the highway. So let's see what it does in a corner, like a real corner. Okay, bless me, for I have sinned. Don't say I never did anything nice for you guys. I'm about to get on the highway in a smart car. So one thing I'm noticing is I don't have a ton of over-the-shoulder visibility because of that, I guess, B-pillar. Is it a B-pillar? I don't know. It's like the end of the car. So normally I think that's a C-pillar, but let's say B. So when I do that, the mirrors are very helpful. And they're nice, large mirrors. I'm doing 70 miles an hour, and I'm actually very comfortable. It's a short wheelbase, though, so you notice it in the steering, right? You make a small input, that rear end comes around very quickly. So I would not want to be in an emergency situation where I need to stand on the brakes and avoid something at the same time. Not a good place to be. Compared to a K car, though, this might as well be an S-Class Mercedes. Let's feel out these brakes. This thing is great! That stops. That's real braking. Oh, now I just want to do a smart car racing series. Definitely brake in a straight line, though. Am I using the smart car as God intended? Absolutely not, but I'm using it as Tedward intended. I wonder if it could do a donut. I'm not going to try it in this one. If it was somebody's car and not inventory, I would do it. But I have some respect. I expected this to be so much more unsettled and sketchy. It's just not. But yeah, you're going to want to use those mirrors. We're doing 80. We're cruising along. I have no idea what the engine speed is, but it's a 6-speed. It clearly has an overdrive. So I don't think it's revving more than like 3,500 RPM. I mean, I can't hear it. There's a lot of road noise and wind noise. Making the pass. But I'm telling you, I'm not doing anything outrageous or wild. Like, this totally feels fine. I don't feel like I'm doing this for the gram. How's it do with the bump? Nice. Woo! It's a little squirrely under braking in the corner. So yeah, brake in a straight line unless you're comfortable with oversteer in a very short wheelbase. Trail braking is going to be a dangerous game. Straight line in. I think you gotta drive it a little like a 911 because of the weight distribution. Stay on that throttle. Let's see. Pushes a little bit. Other than the expected tail-happy nature of it under braking because of its short wheelbase, I'm genuinely surprised by its handling. I thought this was going to be way more terrifying to drive. The engine revs out very smoothly. There's loads of torque down low. So here's my assessment of the smart car. If you don't have good car control, if you don't know how to catch a car, and you don't know what oversteer feels like, or why you shouldn't slam on the brakes and turn at the same time, don't drive this over like 40 miles an hour. Yeah, that's probably a good lesson. If you like to have fun with cars, if you're comfortable with the car getting a little squirrely on you, then by all means, commute on the highway in your smart car. I am not recommending that as far as safety. I have no idea what happens when you crash this car. But what I can say is that it is less comical as a driver than it is in its appearance. it certainly is more capable than its looks. I'm shocked. It is literally square. It is a cube. I am driving a cube. It feels like its wheelbase is as wide as its track, and that is a unique and fun driving experience. So from a driver's perspective, I am very glad I've had the opportunity to drive this. As far as mechanicals go, this powertrain is no joke. This i3 does the job. It's smooth. It's not that noisy. It's not a racket. A lot of these like little 3-cylinders just sound like a joke. I mean, you're not going to go rev it at a car show, or you might. That would be funny too. But it doesn't sound bad. It's pretty smooth, and it doesn't bother you while you're driving it. It's not a nuisance. And this 6-speed DCT, that's a good gear. This is a good gearbox. This is all right. I was expecting this to be jerking all over the place. I was expecting that every launch was going to be a clunky event where I was wondering if I was going to have to limp it home and tell them to invoke the warranty to replace it. No, this is nice. The smart cars of yore, this is not. This is great. The steering is light, but it's precise and it's tactile. I have lots of feedback. The chassis is nice and rigid, and there's no squeaks or creaks or anything from this car. I mean, look, we're going over these bumps. Even my M3 is going to start making a little noise because of worn suspension bushings and end links. Look at that. This is great. I think I'd be more keen to explore its limits on a road where I could actually spin it. I don't know what happens when you lift off mid-corner in a car this short. I don't think I want to know. Well, I do want to know. I just don't want to know when you're a tree. When I first got in it, I was afraid to pull onto Route 9 because I thought, oh, I don't know how slow it's going to be. This isn't slow. This is like a normal car. The one downside of the smart car is that it doesn't get incredible fuel economy. I think you get about 39 miles per gallon, 31 city. It's not terrible, but you'd think you'd be in the 40s or 50s for a car this size. So I think you're buying the car for the convenience. You can park it anywhere. Maybe you can get cheaper parking because of it in the city. Or you just aren't fighting for spots with your neighbors because you can take smaller spots. And for that, probably worth every penny. Thank you so much to the McGovern Auto Group for inviting me here to Autobahn USA in Westboro, Massachusetts to drive this 2017 Smart Fortwo. They have quite an eclectic inventory, and the fact that this is in it, maybe I will call it an eccentric inventory. Thank you so much for watching, liking, commenting, and subscribing. Don't forget to respect the drive, no matter what you're driving. And I'll see you in the next one. But make sure you brake in a straight line and peel off of them. Before you enter the corner.